mean, he's a foundational piece for a reason. The guy's special. Anytime he's on the field, he's a game changer. He's a playmaker. So I'm not surprised that he was the one that came up with the big play to win it for us. We fight for each other. I mean, that's everybody. I mean, I don't think they're fighting so hard because of me. I don't think they're fighting so hard because of Kevin. We fight because we have each other. This is a brotherhood.
Myles Garrett didn't mince words. In a powerful post-game press conference, the Browns' defensive star went to bat for his quarterback in the most emphatic way imaginable. The target of his defense? Shedeur Sanders, Cleveland's young signal caller who had been taking heat from critics following a string of tough performances. But after the Browns' showdown with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Garrett had heard enough. His message cut through the noise. Shedeur Sanders isn't just important to this team, he's the best playmaker they have. When reporters asked Garrett about Sanders' performance, he seized the moment to set the record straight. He didn't dance around the question or offer corporate speak. Instead, Garrett made it crystal clear. When Shedeur plays at his best, he controls the tempo, dictates the flow, and changes the outcome of games. And that's exactly what happened in their victory over Pittsburgh. But Garrett's comments went deeper than just praising Sanders' ability. This was a direct response to the relentless criticism the young quarterback had been facing. The media machine had been working overtime, questioning whether Sanders had what it takes to lead the Browns. Doubt swirled about his chemistry with teammates, whispers about locker room discord, questions about whether he could handle the weight of being Cleveland's franchise quarterback. Myles Garrett wasn't having any of it. The veteran pass rusher addressed every narrative head-on, refusing to let his quarterback be mischaracterized. According to Garrett, the notion that Sanders wasn't connecting with his teammates was completely false. He made it abundantly clear the entire roster believes in Shedeur. There's no division, no fracture, no trust issues, just unity, brotherhood, and shared belief. Garrett's message was straightforward and powerful. Shedeur Sanders is their guy, and every man in that locker room is fighting for each other.
You're going to make the most of it every time you step on the field. And you know what the guy next to you has put into it, what this means to him. And you don't want to take this for granted,
You could feel Garrett's frustration boiling over. He made it clear there was zero room for questioning Shedeur's talent or commitment. The reality, as Garrett saw it, was simple. Sanders was rising to every challenge thrown his way, and it was time for everyone, media, fans, doubters, to acknowledge it. The defensive captain had a point, too. The Browns had just knocked off their bitter divisional rivals, and Sanders had been instrumental in making it happen. Shedeur Sanders wasn't just dealing with the pressure of leading an NFL offense. He was navigating a media firestorm, facing constant scrutiny with every incomplete pass and every perceived mistake. Critics were quick to pile on when things didn't go perfectly. But in this game, Sanders proved why he earned the starting job. Under intense pressure, he delivered a statement performance that silenced the skeptics and validated his place under center. Against the Steelers, Shedeur Sanders was the epitome of composure. Despite relentless pressure from one of the league's most physical defenses, he stood tall in the pocket and showed he could handle the moment. Cleveland was facing a divisional rival with a ferocious defense and a reputation for rattling young quarterbacks. Sanders didn't flinch. He executed the game plan with precision, kept the offense moving, and consistently put the Browns in position to succeed. What truly stood out was Sanders' poise under fire. There were multiple instances where the Steelers' pass rush was bearing down on him, collapsing the pocket, threatening to overwhelm him. Time after time, Sanders made the right read, delivered accurate throws, and kept the chains moving. His ability to stay calm and make intelligent decisions in critical moments demonstrated his maturity as a quarterback and his growing confidence as a leader on the field. One of the most impressive aspects of Sanders' performance was his accuracy. He maintained a high completion percentage throughout the game, hitting key throws that sustained drives and kept the Browns in control. His efficiency stood in sharp contrast to Aaron Rodgers, one of the NFL's most recognizable quarterbacks, who struggled to find his rhythm in his own game. Rodgers finished with just a 53% completion rate, while Sanders was far sharper, showcasing his ability to execute when the stakes were highest. But this goes beyond statistics. Sanders' leadership was on display. Despite the media pressure and the constant criticism surrounding his play, he refused to let it affect his preparation or his performance. Instead of crumbling under the scrutiny, he used it as motivation to prove his doubters wrong. He came into that Steelers game with something to prove, and he delivered exactly what Cleveland needed. His performance sent a clear message. Shedeur Sanders isn't just the future of the Cleveland Browns. He's already a cornerstone player, and he's not going anywhere. The media had rushed to write him off, questioning his potential and his readiness. On that Sunday, Sanders made sure everyone understood just how mistaken they were. For Myles Garrett, this wasn't just about defending a teammate's on-field performance. It was about defending Shedeur's character and leadership. Garrett's words were a declaration. Shedeur isn't some rookie struggling to find his footing. He's a leader, a fierce competitor, and someone who has the complete backing of everyone in that locker room. Garrett's belief in Sanders was unwavering. Shedeur Sanders is our guy. That wasn't just a casual comment. It was a statement of trust, confidence, and belief in Sanders' ability to lead this franchise for years to come. Garrett made it abundantly clear that the Browns are in capable hands with Sanders at quarterback. It's not just about arm talent or athleticism. It's about presence, leadership, and the ability to stay composed when everything is on the line. Sanders had proven he could rise to the occasion and deliver in clutch moments, and Garrett wasn't about to let anyone diminish that. As the media continued questioning Shedeur's standing with the team, Garrett took it upon himself to shut down the narrative once and for all. He refused to let anyone discredit Sanders' work ethic, dedication, and skill. The message was loud and clear. Shedeur Sanders had earned his place as the team's leader, and Garrett was standing behind him 100%.
You know, he was definitely words of encouragement and stuff for me, but that's just how he is. Like, he not just doing that just because it gives them.
The Browns' victory over the Steelers represented a turning point, not just for the team's playoff hopes, but for Shedeur Sanders' reputation. This was the game where he proved to everyone, including the doubters, that he has what it takes to lead Cleveland to victory. He didn't just make plays, he made them when they mattered most. His composure, his accuracy, and his pocket presence were all critical factors in securing the win, but it was his leadership that truly set him apart. For Browns fans, the message couldn't be clearer. Shedeur Sanders isn't just the future, he's the present. This is a young quarterback with the potential to elevate this franchise to new heights. The pressure was immense, and he answered with confidence and skill. Now the rest of the league has to take notice. Garrett's words resonated throughout the locker room, where the entire team stood united behind their quarterback. The Browns are no longer a team searching for an identity. They're a team that believes in each other, fights for each other, and trusts each other completely. And at the heart of that trust is Shedeur Sanders. Garrett's defense of Sanders wasn't just about one game or one performance. It was about setting the record straight for good. It was about telling the world that Shedeur Sanders has the full support of his teammates and his fans. No more doubts, no more questions. Sanders proved his worth, and Garrett made sure everyone heard it loud and clear. This wasn't just about Shedeur Sanders silencing his critics. It was about the Cleveland Browns showing they're a team on the rise. With leaders like Garrett and Sanders setting the tone, the future looks incredibly promising for this franchise. The media may have doubted Sanders before, but after this performance, they can't deny his talent, his leadership, and his ability to deliver in big moments. For the Browns, this represents a new chapter. It was a game that not only cemented Shedeur Sanders' role as the team's quarterback, but also announced to the league that Cleveland is a force to be reckoned with. And Garrett's unwavering support proved that this team is united in its mission to win with Sanders at the helm. The message rang out loud and clear. Shedeur Sanders is the leader of the Cleveland Browns, and he's earned that title every step of the way. With Garrett and the rest of the roster behind him, the possibilities are limitless for the Browns and their young quarterback. As for the media, they'll have to think twice before doubting Shedeur Sanders again. He silenced the criticism and showed everyone that he's more than capable of handling the pressure that comes with being Cleveland's quarterback. With a performance like that, it's obvious Sanders is ready for whatever challenges lie ahead, and he's not backing down from anyone. In the end, this was more than just a win for the Cleveland Browns. It was a statement that they believe in their quarterback, that they're united behind him, and that together they're going to accomplish something special. And with Shedeur Sanders leading the charge, the future of the Browns has never looked brighter.